Please enjoy this feature presentation of the Crooked River Radio Network. This program is rated for all audiences.
Hash Eggs and Football is sponsored by CrookedRiverRadio.com. Crooked River Radio is an internet radio station that is live 24/7 playing top 40 hits from the 60s through the 80s. You can find us on Live 365, Simple Radio, Roku, Radio Garden, and even Alexa, as well as our website. Come on and join us on the Crooked River.
Welcome to Hash, Eggs, and Football, where we talk about this week's games as Monday morning armchair quarterbacks. Here's your hosts Erik, Nannarone, and Pat Morrow.
Good evening.
Okay.
Good evening.
Okay. Good evening and welcome to Hash, Eggs, and Football. I'm your host, Erik Nannarone, with...
Me?
Yes.
Pat Morrow. Pat Morrow! Yeah, that's right, Pat Morrow! Yeah, that's me!
We're off to a rousing start. Maybe I should unmute my mic.
Yeah, I wondered about that.
Yeah. I did a whole take with my mic muted.
You know, there ain't nothing like live podcasting.
Yeah.
And
No kidding.
just today I decided, well, we haven't been on Spreaker for a while. I'll just go ahead and start that up. So we're actually live on Spreaker too. And then we'd screw up the beginning.
Okay.
And
That makes it even better.
that's right.
Hey, at least I waited till the music stopped. And maybe an extra minute, but okay.
So what do we got going today, Erik?
We got, review of Ohio State versus Indiana, Browns versus whoever the heck they played, Broncos, and I think we're going to go heavy on the Bengals and Ratbirds because there was a little bit of an upset there.
Quite a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Almost.
They didn't, the Bengals didn't just win, they rolled over them.
Yeah, that was quite a game. I watched pretty much all of that. It was interesting to say the least.
Yeah, it was. It was probably the best game of the day. Then I don't understand. Did you watch any of the second, the 4 o'clock slot game?
Which one was that?
The Tampa versus the Bears.
Chicago.
Yeah. I don't understand what the league and the network CBS was doing by putting that game as the national game of the week in the 4 o'clock slot. That was a joke. Like, they could have put any other game. But honestly, the Bengals and Ravens should have been in that slot. I know they're both East Coast teams, but they should have been both in that slot. That would have been a way better game to put in that slot than the Bears, who are a joke within themselves.
Yeah, well, the Bears, you got to realize that Justin Fields is young, and he's not going to be a Tom Brady. He's not going to be Peyton Manning or anything like that. He's going to be a rookie, just come out of college a year ago, and wanting to play football. And it just, to me, it's watching. You got to keep in mind, and I've said this before on other venues. Justin Fields in Chicago, I am scared to death for that poor guy.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Chicago has ruined another quarterback so badly that I haven't heard his name in the league for a year. And it was, they put him down the road and picked Fields up, and you got the same talent or the same coaching staff, pretty much that ruined the other one.
Yeah, I know who. Yeah, Trubisky.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky.
The backup in Buffalo.
And I don't know. I just think they're going to ruin him too.
They don't have an offensive line, and I mean he wasn't the starting quarterback when the network deemed that the game of the week at the beginning of the season. It was Andy Dalton, who we know and seen a lot of because he was.
Well, Dalton wasn't exactly the best quarterback I ever saw either. He had a lot of issues.
But they put that as game of the week. When they made the schedule, and Dalton was the quarterback.
Well, to be honest about it, I thought the game of the week from the get-go was Baltimore and Cincinnati. Although it wasn't at the beginning of the season, who knew? Yeah.
I mean, but I think we all knew the Bears were going to be bad. But, like, Dalton or Fields, they might have a good defense, but their offensive line is garbage. They have one okay receiver.
Well,
other than that, there's nothing.
Yeah.
They have nothing there.
It just is what it is.
But
as far as
we'll jump into the Ohio State game. I was impressed by the first half of the game. I was disappointed in the second half because I feel like if they want to try to make the 14 playoff, they needed to keep scoring and get style points.
They needed that game should have been 70 to 14. That's what I was predicting from when I saw who they were playing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they scored.
And then they let off the gas pedal there towards the end.
They scored 42 in the first half and ended up with 54. So it's ridiculous. They need to. I get it's sportsmanship and all, but they need to stop that. It's time to. If you want to make the playoff, you need to put your foot on the gas pedal and not let off. If you score 80, then do it.
You're still number 5. You weren't going to get any style points from that, evidently. But it is what it is. I don't expect. You can't expect that team to just hammer it every day, because once they see they've won, once it gets down towards the end and they think they've won, they're just going to let up. I mean, look at what the Browns did in that Denver game. If that would have been any other coach, they would have got another touchdown. They were that close.
Mm-hmm.
But let's take a knee at the last. Oh, it's third and 3, and there's only 27 seconds left. Let's just take a knee and be done with it. I don't know if that's fixing the score or what, but there again, that's just the way it was. You don't want to risk your major players, although
and you're already on your backup quarterback.
Well, there's been some news just this afternoon about the Browns and what's coming and what's not.
I missed that. I've been at work all day, so.
I guess from what I saw, they got Coughlin back, or he's practicing again.
Okay.
Nick Chubb has practiced for the first time in 2 weeks. So that's 2 really good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Wills is still a little questionable, the other side of Conklin.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the pretty much everybody else, they're licking their wounds, I guess. They didn't say anything about Hunt. They said that Baker was still day to day, that they didn't know if he was going to play or not.
But I've seen, in order to really heal up from that injury, Baker needs 4 to 6 months, according to Mary Kay Cabot from the Plain Dealer.
He's not going to get that, and it's not going to happen. They're going to put him in there until it ruins his arm.
They're going to ruin a quarterback, which I think they're trying to ruin him because they realize he's not the franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I've thought that after about the second or third game in, I'm beginning to think that. I'm kind of glad that they didn't sign him. If they would have signed him, there would have been 5 years of this.
They're going to have to tank again because they're going to have to be in the top 10 to get another quarterback. And do we really want to see another season?
Well, you can get quarterbacks. You just got to, you do it through free agency and all that. And there's actually been some decent ones coming down the pike. I mean, that's even how we got what's his name, Keenum.
Yeah, in free agency.
Free agency, yeah. And there's been some other ones that were acceptable. Hell, you could even went after what's his name from Green Bay.
Oh, Rodgers?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. You probably could have got him for the right price. And I know people that are Browns fans that would have killed to see that. Personally,
yeah, I don't know if I would do that.
The thing of it is, when you change quarterbacks, you're changing your whole system, and you're going to end up not being as good for a year or two until everybody else gets used to him. And that's that's the big reason I don't want to see him change from Baker.
It's not changing systems. It's just
you're still
getting
changing
the quarterback adjusted into the system.
You're still changing a major part of the system. What those
I'd
guys
rather
are used
change
to.
the quarterback than the coach, though, because changing the quarterback, at least you still have the system in place, and the other players that would be around him are used to the system that they're playing, where if you're changing the coach but have a quarterback, you're completely different. It's just throwing a quarterback is just the final piece to the puzzle to utilizing the play calling in the system, where the coach is putting in a new system and adding a whole, I guess, bigger part of the puzzle than just the one bigger half of the puzzle than just the quarterback is.
Well, any time that you're going to change like that, Eric, you're going to have issues, and I don't myself want to see that happen too much. I don't want to see us have to take 3 steps back in order to catch it up.
I don't either, but I don't think Baker, and we talked about this on another show during last season, I don't think Baker is the guy, because I don't think when he gets pressured and the guys are blocking, I don't think he can see over the line. And that was a problem with him coming out of the draft.
You've had short quarterbacks before that do okay with that. Look at what's his name from Drew Brees from down there in New Orleans. He was about Baker's size. I think he was 6 or 6'1". That's a hell of a quarterback. Did he have any problems then? Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
You have some things on the Browns here that you have excuse makers. And I heard one the other night from Beckham, who does not. He's getting to where he really doesn't impress me at all. I watched him in that Denver game. He was supposed to do a slant. He runs out. He starts to cut. Trips over his own damn feet. He's got a blocker behind or on the side of him. Trips over his feet. Gets hit in the side of his blasted. He gets hit in the side, and misses the ball completely. Very, very open, wide, catchable ball.
Are you talking Odell Beckham?
Yes, Beckham.
Okay, I didn't hear you say that, but
Yeah,
I agree. Then the one play where he dropped the ball that was right in his chest.
You start. There's just no chemistry there. He doesn't have any. Didn't have any with Baker, and he's not got any with Keenum.
I think, like I said last week and maybe the week before, these quarterbacks are intimidated by Odell.
I just think it's time to. He needs to go to a team that
they'll never admit
he's
it,
going to fit in
but
on.
He needs to go to somewhere where they have a quarterback like Tom Brady, or a proven quarterback, where they're not going to put up with his crap. Because clearly Baker is intimidated and doesn't know how to stand up to him.
Well, I don't think it's just Baker.
And, well, I mean, Baker and Keenum, but if Baker can't stand up to him as a starter, Keenum's not going to as a backup, because I have a feeling Odell looks at him as what he is, the backup, so he can, do whatever he does, and there's nobody to put him back in line. Like, somebody needs to be there. The quarterback needs to put him in line, because I could guarantee there's attitude that he's giving the quarterback and for not throwing him the ball, even though he doesn't deserve it, because he drops it too much. Because I think the last 3 games, Odell has had passes that were right in his chest, and he's dropped them.
Yeah, I got to admit, I agree with you there. I don't know why the sound is jumping all over the place. Let's mention the phone line here while I'm thinking about that. We went through, the station here went through quite a bit of trying to get an issue fixed with the phone lines, and we've now got them fixed. So our phone lines are open for any of the shows that we're doing. The phone number is 440-372 4688. That's 440-372-4688. And if you want to call in and add to the conversation here, you're more than welcome. We do have the phone lines open. We'll take your call, whatever. But anyway, getting back, Eric, I'm just not sure where I've really gotten to the point. I don't think Beckham's going to ever fit here, even if they changed to another quarterback. I just don't think the chemistry's there. So it's time to put him down the road.
I agree.
We've lost better players.
Yeah, I mean, Bernie Kosar, number 1.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I think that was a joke that Bernie was cut, but I wasn't alive technically back then, so
Yeah, well, you had to understand the situation. I was there. I understood it, and it was one of those things where it was a money thing more than it was anything else. And they thought that Bernie had lost his youth, so they brought in his college roommate, which was Vinny Testaverde, and the rest is history. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
But yeah, I think it's time for them to move on from Baker, see if they can get somebody in the draft. I mean, there's guys. Look at Russell Wilson. He's the 3rd-round pick.
I saw some trade stuff on him today. I don't remember what it was, but I saw his name pop up. I just didn't get a chance to read it. There was supposed to be some trade rumors or something with him.
As we're talking, I can look that up because
The other thing is we've got. This is actually what I consider one of the best weeks of the football for the Browns coming up. Do you know what that is?
Brown Steelers.
Browns Steelers.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Pittsburgh! Pittsburgh sucks! Pittsburgh sucks! Pittsburgh sucks! Pittsburgh sucks!
I had to do that. Sorry.
Do you know where that clip actually came from?
Yeah, that was a Penguins.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Penguins. Somebody said it then when they
That
got
was-
eliminated from some playoffs or something.
I'm pretty sure that was.
I actually, believe it or not, I actually went to YouTube and found that whole clip of that game. There was about a 15-minute clip, and at the end of it's where that was. And I took and snagged it and brought it back here and edited it. I'm pretty crafty when it comes to that stuff, and it's the same thing that's used on some other radio stations.
Yes.
And
yes, it is.
even the Pittsburgh Sucks tune, I actually found that that's an original cut of mine. I have that whole song. There's an extended version of that goes about 6 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how much of a favorite Pittsburgh is for me.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, we got Pittsburgh coming. The question is, what's going to happen? If we play like we played at Denver, there's a pretty good shot of winning. The nice parts about this is you may have Chubb back. And if you don't have Hunt, you can use Jackson as the second back.
Well,
and I think you're going to be just fine.
Both Johnson and Kelly are pretty good.
Johnson tore it up. That was
yeah.
That was all there was to that. He tore it up.
Oh yeah, and I honestly think he'd be a competent backup if we didn't have Hunt. That the Browns could easily put him in to 20 snaps a game, and he can get 50 to 70 yards easily.
Yep. Well,
they just have so many running backs right now that he gets limited time.
Wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah. Browns never have that.
But as far as I've said this on shows before, and I'll say it again: you can win with a mediocre quarterback, but you got to have talent on the other sides. And I think we've got the wide receiver core we got is second to none. I think that's probably one of the best in the league. And of course, the running backs, and we all know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know with the receiver core though, because of Beckham, if they're actually that good. Because I still think Beckham isn't.
Yeah, but not with
Landry.
Without Beckham, you've still got Landry. You've still got Peoples-Jones.
I don't know where he's at though, because I know he got hurt.
I'm still waiting to see what's going on with him. Anyway, you've got a decent, on paper we should be a 7-0 team right now.
Mm-hmm. You got Higgins too.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Hooper at the end of the season. Do you think the tight end? Do you think it's time to move on from him and just go with Njoku?
He is getting I I don't see him or Njoku here next year. I think they're going to probably move on from both of them.
Because they have a young guy, Steven Carlson, who
We're getting a phone
was
call. All right, we'll answer this. Hold that thought, Eric. Good evening. You're on Crooked River.
Hey, great show tonight.
Thank you. Who's this? What's your first name?
Oh, this is Rickard.
Rickard? Where are you calling from?
Yes, Rickard. Hey, I'm calling from Harrisburg, Virginia.
Oh, cool. What can we do for you?
You guys want to hear my beaver voice?
Oh, we got a jackass. Goodbye. Well, at least you took the time to call in. Thanks for calling in, and don't call back.
hey, it's worth it. Yeah,
What's that?
but I said, hey, it was worth the call.
Yeah, thanks for helping us know the phone line works.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought it was gonna start off as it started off as a good call. Then he hesitated and went into that
Yeah.
voice, and that just went okay. Anyway,
Typical internet.
yeah. Hey, again, at least we got one call, even if it's a prank call. Hey, that's 2 calls. In
Yeah,
2
that's
days.
right, and on 2 different lines.
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
But anyway, with the Carlson thing, he played pretty well. He was the 3rd string tight end last year, but he got hurt in camp this year. So I think if he would have been healthy, they would have been trying to trade Njoku a lot earlier.
Well, I think, like I said, I think Hooper or what's his name and Njoku are both gone. I don't see them being here another year. I think if the trade stuff would have been able to happen, I think it would have.
Yeah. I don't know. With the trade deadline's still about a week away, maybe 2. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. The other thing that I wanted to bring up that I've got kind of in the queue here. Did you hear about that Wake Forest and Army game?
Yes, I did.
Did you know that Wake Forest had the ball or was on offense exactly 15 minutes during that game and had 70 points?
No, I
They
did not.
slaughtered Army. They just absolutely slaughtered them. But that was probably one of the highlights of the
College football.
college football
weekend.
side of this. It was really kind of cool to actually, every time Wake Forest got their hands on the ball, 5-6 plays and they were done. You know, they had scored.
The biggest game of the college football week, and I don't know if you got to watch any of it, the Penn State-Illinois game, where Penn State upset Illinois.
I didn't watch that one.
It came down to the end, no, that was a 9 overtime game. That's it. It was
I had
9 overtimes.
heard about that. I had heard about that one.
And this is back-to-back weeks that Penn State has been upset. They were upset by Iowa 2 weeks ago, right at the end. And then this week in overtime.
Doesn't Ohio State get them next?
Yeah. Ohio State, Penn State at the Horseshoe, Saturday, 7:30.
That's going to be a good game.
Oh, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what Ohio State can do. Probably against their, second best competition, because Oregon, I think, is still going to be their best competition till they play Michigan or Michigan State, but who knows?
Yep. Well, we can probably start talking about Cincinnati and
Yeah, that's where I was.
there's
gonna go
actually a
next.
couple of games from the NFL that I want to cover yet. Cincinnati and
Baltimore.
the Ratbirds. That's what I was trying
Yeah.
to think of.
That was an amazing game, honestly, and like I said earlier, it wasn't just like they kind of squeaked past. They
beat them.
rolled them.
They actually beat them.
41-17.
They actually beat them. I was impressed.
I mean, Jamar Chase, the rookie receiver, had like 250 yards, which set the record for a rookie receiver in receiving yards.
The one thing that I did see though, with as far as on Cincinnati, and it's something I've been talking about for a while. Burrow's just got he's got no protection. He was sacked 4 or 5 different times there during that game, and I know that what's his name on the Ratbirds was sacked quite a bit too. I think they got him for like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't. I know his offensive line's kind of banged up, and I think the guy playing left tackle who played for the Steelers for the longest time, had never played left tackle before because he was a right tackle in Pittsburgh for like 10 years. But so their offensive line's banged up too. But yeah, that game between Jamar Chase, the rookie receiver, and then I think his name's Ben Uzama, or I don't know his first name, but I know his last name's Uzama. The tight end, he had like 2 or 3 touchdowns, 50-plus yard touchdowns too. So that was a really good game for him. And then I shouldn't say I don't think. The Ravens, I think, only had 2 or 3 receptions from actual wide receivers. Then Mark Andrews, their tight end, was the leading receiver for them. I think he had 10 catches, where the receivers had 2 or 3 total.
Yeah.
Catches. But I mean, they're so banged up. Even at running back, they lost their top 2 running backs in the preseason.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. And looking to see if we're streaming on Instagram, and it doesn't look like we are.
I wonder why.
It's turned on. Anyway, let's we can probably head into the picks for next week if you want to. Or
is there any other games?
The only other mention that I just thought about is what the hell happened to Mahomes? What in the hell happened to Patrick Mahomes? Where did he go? Did that Super Bowl get him? Did it eat him alive?
I have no idea. Well, I don't know, because he has a concussion, right?
That team hasn't been the same for 4 or 5 games now, and I don't know what happened. I don't know.
I think they're coming down off their high of a year and a half from winning the Super Bowl 2 years ago to losing the Super Bowl, and then I think people saw on tape what was exploited by Tampa, and they now are taking advantage. But for some reason, the Browns weren't able to. Other than maybe
because it
team
was the first
chemistry
game
and defense.
was the first game of the season. If they would have been 3 or 4 games in, they probably would have beat them.
Yeah.
But, well, it's another one we ain't got to worry about if we get all the way through the playoffs or into the playoffs.
And not only are they falling off, but Mahomes got hurt.
Yeah,
Yes,
there was a couple of shockers there. There was a couple of shockers there this week. I don't remember. What did Tampa Bay do? Oh, they beat Chicago. I remember that now. And the other shocker was the Tennessee. The Tennessee game. That, if I remember rightly, Tennessee won, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they did. They won by like 10 or 15, I believe.
So we'll take that.
Yeah,
but,
that was. Who did they beat again?
I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't remember.
Because I remember that was actually, it was a good team, and that was almost a unanimous all around on the other show Saturday, where I think everybody picked the Titans.
Yeah, I know I picked them. All right, NFL Week 7. And that was, let's go down here a little bit. Where's my Jeopardy theme song that I needed?
Yeah. But while we're looking for that, I guess we'll devote 30 seconds to a minute to talking about the Cavaliers, because they really don't deserve it. But hey, we're out of Ohio, so we might as well mention that there is a pro basketball team in Ohio. Okay, that's good enough. I'd rather talk professional soccer.
You're just way too kind, Erik.
Yeah, I know. But like I said, I'd rather talk professional soccer or hockey. Which, by the way, we're going to do once the season for football kind of winds down a little bit. We're going to be talking more hockey, because I like hockey way more than basketball. So.
Well, I guess we got New Orleans and Seattle coming up here tonight. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah,
game.
that should be a good game.
All right, Cincinnati beat Baltimore 41-17. I'm looking for the Titans game. My wife just came in. I'm going to be a second here. Can you do me a favor and mute that? Thank you. That should get rid of my background noise. All right. Why isn't this giving me everything?
So, but, I mean, like I kind of said on the Saturday show, when it comes to the Cavs, and I think it's time to get rid of the GM and coach, only because the GM has really done nothing in the time he's here, Kobe Altman. He took over when David Griffin was fired after LeBron left.
The ones that beat or the Tennessee beat was Kansas City. That was 27-3. Joy.
Oh yeah.
The other surpriser was the Giants beat Carolina, and I had picked Carolina to win that.
Oh yeah, so did I. I thought, and I still think the Giants are a joke. They just got lucky.
And Green Bay beat the Washington team.
Well, the Washington team beat the Washington team because their quarterback screwed them on 2 plays. I don't know if you watched any of that game.
And the one game that I was expecting, and it turned out just like I expected, was Arizona and Houston. Arizona pretty much annihilated Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But
But anyway, just before we get into the picks segment, let's kind of, like I said, talk about the Cavs for a couple minutes, because I know we only have like 13 minutes, but we'll devote a couple minutes since we're,
Yeah, I suppose.
But I'm not twisting your arm at all, am I?
No. Ouch,
No.
that hurt.
Yeah. But anyway, I think it's time for them to move on from the GM and coach, just because they've proven nothing. Other than
you've changed coaches. This guy that's with the Cavs now he's just an interim coach anyway. He's been
around the league a lot, and every team that he's been head coach of, he has not done anything. He's always been the placeholder coach. And then this GM had never been GM before. Like I started to say earlier, he took over for David Griffin when he was fired after LeBron left. Well, when Dan Gilbert didn't want to pay David Griffin. But I bet Gilbert regrets that, because now having Altman, and also the fact that right now he's not really doing Dan Gilbert's not doing well because he had a stroke 2 years ago. And
I don't know his condition. I haven't heard lately. But you got to wonder who's running the team.
From what I heard, it's his business partner, and his oldest son is getting more power behind the scenes. So that doesn't sound good.
All right, we got 15 minutes to get the picks done here.
Okay.
Let's drop into that, and we can discuss a few of these. First up, we got Thursday night game is Green Bay at Arizona. Arizona.
Green Bay.
Arizona all the way. I think they've got it in them to beat. Actually, they beat Houston. So I like for them to take Green Bay too. Then the next one is this is an easy one. Cincinnati at the Jets.
Yeah. The Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I think the Jets quarterback got hurt too, from what I heard. Which, no surprise, because he doesn't have receivers, an offensive line, running backs, anything.
And then we got Tennessee at Indianapolis.
Oh, I would say Tennessee.
Yeah, I like Tennessee anyway. I'll take them. We got L.A. at Houston.
Which L.A.?
Probably the Chargers by the look of it.
Okay. No matter who, L.A.
Yeah, I'll take LA, I think, too. Wait, I gotta get this. My picks disappeared here. Anyway, I'll take LA. Then we got a really good one.
Oh.
One of the top. Cleveland, or Pittsburgh at Cleveland.
The Browns.
The Steelers.
Yeah, I don't know. Toss up, but I'll go the Browns this week.
If the Browns get a couple players back, they're going to beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh ain't got that much.
Ben's over the hill, and one big hit, he'll be in.
That's what I'm afraid. That's why I don't think they should put Baker in this game. Because if they put Baker in, it's just going to... That's usually one of the toughest games between two rivals that happens twice a year. And I just hope that... I don't want to send Case Keenum to the Wolves. But I don't know that it's a good idea to put injured Baker in there either.
No.
So, but if
I mean,
we get Chubb back and and Landry plays, I think we got a decent shot at that one with everybody else we've got. Philadelphia at Detroit. That's kind of a gimme game to me.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia's going to beat Detroit, although it's at Detroit, which gives them 3-point home field advantage.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough.
Yeah, well, I'll take Philadelphia on that one. Then we got San Francisco at Chicago. Jimmy Garoppolo and Justin Fields.
Garoppolo, San Fran.
Yeah, if Garoppolo's not hurt, I don't know if he played last week or not.
I think even Trey Lance, the rookie, is better than Justin Fields because he actually has an offensive line.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see on that one. All right, there. Then we got Carolina at Atlanta. Those East Coast teams are hard to pick.
I think Carolina. I
thought Carolina was going to win last week too, and they didn't.
Well, yeah.
So I think I may just take Atlanta on that one. Then the next game up is Miami at Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah, give me Buffalo. Just them giving Urban Meyer his first win last week. Just if they can't beat Jacksonville, they sure as hell ain't going to beat Buffalo.
No.
And we got New England at the LAC, whatever that is.
LAC is the Chargers.
Okay, that's
Still. Actually, I would say New England.
East Coast against West Coast, and you know how I usually vote there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to take LA.
But it's still Belichick is still.
Yeah, but Belichick's got to go to LA to play.
Mm-hmm.
And where I like that what is it, Marks quarterback that Bill's got. Mac? Is it Max?
Yeah, and Mac Jones, that's it.
Yeah, Jones.
Mac Jones, the kid from Alabama.
I like him, but I don't think they've got enough to beat LA in LA. So I'll take the Chargers on that one. Then we got this is good. This is going to be another easy pick. We got Jacksonville and Seattle.
Seattle.
You think?
Yeah. Well, yeah, even without Russell Wilson, if he's hurt again, I would take Seattle and whoever their backup is.
Then we got Washington at Denver.
Denver.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take Denver too. Although, Denver's kind of a half and half team. I wasn't real impressed with them this last week when they played us. Plus, although they've had 10 days off just like we have. So, and Washington never does impress me. I'll take Denver, I guess. Then we got Tampa Bay at New Orleans.
Tampa.
Yeah, I don't think New Orleans is going to do well in that one. Then we have the Dallas Cowboys and Minnesota Vikings.
Dallas, definitely.
I don't know, man. Minnesota's pretty decent. Of course, and again, they got that other washed-up quarterback there.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he's kind of washed. I'll take Dallas on that one, I guess, just to make the other show happy. And then the Monday night, November 1st game, a week from tonight, is New York Giants at Kansas City.
Oh, that's a toss-up.
I'd almost take the Giants.
I was about to say the same thing. And I got, actually, if that's it on the NFL, I got a bonus college pick. Michigan versus number 5 Michigan versus number 6 Michigan versus number 8 Michigan State. I would go Michigan State, and not because I hate Michigan, just because I think with their coach, who actually was a former Browns assistant multiple times, I think he just is better than Jim Harbaugh. So, Michigan State.
Well, I've seen Michigan State play Ohio State and win. They almost knocked them out of the playoffs the last time they played. So I think I'd almost have to take Michigan State, just not because of their placing in that, because Michigan actually, they're number 6, aren't they?
Yeah, it's number 6 against number 8.
I'd take Michigan State. I don't know what the odds makers are, but I'd take that one. I do think that then the interesting one is going to be the weekend of Thanksgiving when we play that team up north.
Yeah.
And I'd probably pick Ohio State there. No
I
matter
mean,
what
isn't
style
that
points they
at
got.
Ohio State too?
No, I don't think they play at the Shoe. You might want to look that up. I think they play in Michigan.
Yeah. I thought they played at the Shoe. Because I think I was, actually I might be possibly going to that game. So, I think it is at the Shoe. So, we'll see though.
I'm going to look up OSU, Michigan. OSU, Michigan 2021. Wolverines. Let's see where it's at. Of course, they're going to give me issues. Heck with this.
Okay. Let's see.
It's in Ann Arbor.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
Ohio State Buckeyes at Michigan. So that'll be a interesting game.
Oh, yeah.
Harbaugh does not have any idea how to beat Ohio State. Never has, never will.
Everybody in Michigan loves Harbaugh, but outside of Michigan, and me personally, I just don't think he's a great coach. I mean, I've watched, which I think I've said this on the air. I've watched. There's a show called All or Nothing. It's Amazon Prime Video's version of Hard Knocks, and they do a college team and NFL team every other year. They did Michigan a few years ago, and there was points where he was talking in team meetings, and players were looking at each other like, "What's this dude talking about?" Like, they didn't understand anything he was saying because he was so out there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he's probably come down a little bit more down to earth, but hopefully it's not enough to actually give any problems to Ohio State. Anyway,
Ohio State usually plays up to Michigan, and I'm guessing you want to wrap this up.
Who do they play this week? Who does Ohio State play?
They play. That's a good question. Let me look that up real quick. Which I have the. Oh, it's Penn State.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Not like we talked about that earlier in the show.
Who are you gonna take, and who? I wonder what Ohio State's favored by.
I take Ohio State, and I will check that real quick. But I think Ohio State is just better. Not just because where they're ranked. It'll be a close game,
Yeah.
but
We just don't
Ohio
need no
State,
butt whipping.
yeah, Ohio State will end up winning that by probably between like 3 and 6 points. Let's see. Betting odds for Ohio State versus okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Let's see. They say the over-under is 59 for total points.
59. Ohio State will get 50 of those.
Yeah, exactly. It would be nice if they would actually give. Okay. Okay. I can't find a good odds site, but or a good site that actually gives odds.
Okay, well, we'll just look it up.
The line is 16 points.
16? Oh, that's
Yeah.
more than I would have given, or less than I would have given them. I was thinking 21. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. We're going to wrap this up. I think I got something else I got to get to here. I want to thank everybody that listened in tonight. If you find us on YouTube, please give us a like and a subscribe so you can know when we're going to put a show on. Thanks to our to our phone line caller for confirming that our phone line works. Even though you're an idiot, we still love you. And
Yeah.
don't call back. And
But, you know, at least if you're gonna prank, make it funny. Not,
yeah,
don't.
I
stumble
would
over
have really
your words.
appreciated funny.
Yeah,
Because
like don't stumble your words or try to do a voice that you can't do, like that guy did.
yeah, well, we'll
Hey.
make fun of him. That'll be the end of it. Have a
Yeah.
good week, everybody. We will
But-
catch you.
well, let's do what we usually do. Tomorrow, tune in 7 to 8 for The World According to Elmer. Is that right, Pat?
Yeah, well, 7 to 8 o'clock.
Okay. Saturday from 11 to noon for Four Guys on Sports. And
Radioactive.
Radioactive Sunday night. I
If you-
put myself on the spot, so
If you
failed.
missed the last Radioactive show, you might want to take and find it on YouTube. We did a really good interview with Courtney Nannarone and Steve. His name escapes me again. Gaglione.
Taglioni.
And we talked about small business and the effect of the pandemic on small businesses. Really good interview. I couldn't have done any better. And but if you get a chance, next week we're going to use that show's is going to be all Halloween. We're gonna, if you get a chance and you follow us on Facebook, there's a couple of questions in the Facebook groups. Polls that we're taking so that we can have some results by the show, and it's all going to be all Halloween. We're going to probably discuss ghouls, you know, the best Halloween or the best horror show MCs, and I'm thinking about trying to find some stuff on Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi, two major actors in horror flicks, and even David Carradine, which a lot of people don't know, but he had a double role. He was not only a kung fu artist, like his sons were. Did you ever follow any of that, Eric?
No.
He
No,
was
I didn't.
Carradine. There was the Carradine brothers and father were some of the best kung fu artists around, and they were just kick butt. But they took and nobody hardly knew that David Carradine, which was the father, actually did horror flicks. He actually did horror movies, and was in a couple with like Boris Karloff and that kind of thing. But get a chance to look him up. We're going to do a couple of segments on that. It'll be a fun show. It's all Halloween. What do you expect? And then we'll be back next week discussing the Browns in Pittsburgh and some of the other NFL teams and college teams that played this coming week. So y'all have a good week, and we'll catch you later. That it, Eric?
Yep. Do you need me to? Do you want to talk after the show, or?
I'm not really gonna have time. I got a couple things I gotta do before the net. So
Okay.
we will
Catch y'all
talk
next week. Bye.